Richard Weil, and I am the owner and principal of National Restaurant Consultants. And I welcome you into the NRC Helpful Moment number 176. And of course, Mr. Brian Devine from CafeFuel and Top Line Management. And Brian is live from upstate New York, and I am live from the southwest part of Colorado, which really is indicative of the summertime and what we can do with the technology today. We're able to record these NRC Helpful Moments, and we're not in our normal offices. So, Brian, how are you today?
I am terrific, thank you. We've been having just this unbelievable, gorgeous weather upstate New York, 75 degrees and sunny, and no humidity yet. So pretty great.
There you go. There you go. Well, last week, Brian and I took a week off of the NRC Helpful Moment. We did it again. We did it last couple of years, the 4th of July week. This is our 176th recording, as we said. And today we're going to talk about doing what you've always done is what is going to get you what you've always had, so to speak. And we've heard those statements before. Thinking the way you have in the past is going to get you the same results that you've had. It's not going to get you to move forward with a new result. Now, if you're thrilled and happy and satisfied with everything you've got, you don't need to listen to the NRC Helpful Moment number 176.
That's right.
That's right. But we think that operators that have been thinking the way they've always thought here the last couple of years, and we're in it for 2+ years now, and we pivoted, we figured out how to survive. Some of us got PPP money once, twice, maybe some restaurant revitalization funds. Some of you may have gotten some economic injury disaster loans, EIDL loans. Certainly some of you applied for some economic, the tax credit, economic employer relief tax credit, the ERTC. And if you haven't applied for a third round of ERTC, then you need to do that.
Yeah.
But short of the economic reliefs that you've been collecting and the monies, what are you doing when you're looking at your cash flow now off your operations? Are you satisfied with it? Are you happy with it? Is it something that you've been doing now for the last couple of years and have forgotten how to make money in your operation? That's doing what you've always gotten in the last couple of years. That's not going to get you to where you need to be for the future. We have to be self-sustaining, and we have to be figuring out how to manage those food costs, those labor costs. Obviously, inflation, we saw that come out today, 19% of the June number. And we see these pieces of news that are literally devastating to us. And we want to remain as positive as we can on trying to figure out not doing what we've always gotten in the past, at least couple of years prior to 2020, create that new result, that new economic outlook, so that you are sustaining positive cash and positive net profit in your operation, because truly that's what we have to do going forward. So the message here is, let's look at our prime costs. You bet. Food, labor, paper, beverage, including your payroll benefits costs. And if you are doing any benefits, that has to be figured there. If you're north of 65%, that's a problem. What do we got to do to manage through that? And if you're saying, well, I'm going to stop promoting, and I'm about to segue to Brian here in a minute. If you were at 3 or 4% or even 2% or 1.5% on your marketing budget, and you're not doing that right now, and you say you can't afford it, you cannot afford not to be thinking, how are you going to attract and retain new customers, old customers? So I'm going to push that over to Brian right now and let him talk a little bit about that from upstate New York. There you go, Brian.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Richard. Yeah. So, this is something that comes up a lot. And especially just what we've seen happen in the last couple of years is that if you are not able to take a step back, look at what you've always done and say, okay, this worked, this didn't work, and make changes, then you are in trouble, right? And that is what we want to make sure that you are not running into. And a couple of quick things that can help you kind of determine sort of where you are, where your mind is. Because if you find yourself going, oh, no, I can't do that. Oh, that won't work for me. That is the problem. Because whenever you think my business is different, my restaurant is special, my restaurant is unique, you're in trouble because you're wrong. And I know no one wants to hear that. Everyone hates to hear that, but all business is business, and marketing a business is marketing a business. Now, if you're recoiling hearing this right now, take stock. Think about why you're recoiling, because all businesses are the same. And that comes from a marketer. And what works in marketing for one business will work in another business. Now, does that mean that you can't elevate things, that you can't adjust things and make them more in line with what you're comfortable with? Absolutely. You can certainly do that. But to think that something that works in a restaurant down the street can't work for you is just a limitation that you're putting on yourself. So please stop doing that. What we know works will work for any business. Doesn't matter if it's a restaurant, doesn't matter if it's a dental office, doesn't matter if it is a warehouse. Marketing a business is pretty much the same for everyone, with small little nuances that will improve based on your industry. So that means that if you are resisting, take a step back and ask yourself why. And one of the things, Richard, I always like to do this. This might be kind of fun. I know we're at about 8 minutes, so I'll keep this short. But I always tell people that are really resisting everything, put your hand up, right? So go ahead and do this, Richard. And then put your fist against that hand. And I want you to push as hard as you can against that fist. Push as hard as you can. Okay, now everyone does exactly what Richard does. But what I didn't say is resist. Right? So if you put your hand up and you push against it, what happens? It should just move. It should flow. It should be fine. But we all do this. We all push and resist as if that is the normal reaction, and it is not. So if you find yourself that person, if you are putting your hand up and you resist instead of just, well, you flow, then take a step back, take stock of what you've been always doing, figure out what's working, figure out what's not, and then be honest with yourself. The things that you might have said, God, this worked so well 5 years ago, it might not work today. And if you are in that position and you're just not sure, give us a call. Reach out. We are happy to answer your questions. It doesn't mean that you have to hire us and do all the stuff that we love to do. It just means that you might need a little shakeup, that you might want to ask some questions. And between Richard and myself, we can probably guide you towards what you should stop doing and what you should continue doing. And you might just find that that's all that you need. So that's what I wanted to cover for today.
I muted.
Okay. You had the dog barking.
Nope. Just I muted. Are you speaking? I know I can't unmute. Okay. Can you unmute me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Let me.
Oh, you can. Okay. Oh. Maybe it's unmuted and I just don't know that. Okay. No, dog's not barking. I just muted in case. But the answer is Brian's message is right on. Let's don't resist what you've always done to get always you get, so to speak, if you thought about that. Let's go forward, look at your business, look at that prime cost, but look at that marketing and promotion piece. While marketing is 101, the message is different. Right. There's the difference. Right. You create the different message on the customers and clients that you want to attract, and that's what you need to be doing. Don't forget about putting our foot on the pedal right now. Don't put the brakes on. Put the foot on the pedal. So that's really it for today. Remember, what you've always been doing is what you've been getting. Don't fit and fall into that trap. Let's make the changes. That's right. Don't get stuck. Don't keep the resistance. Let it flow.
That's right.
All right. That's it for the 176 NRC Helpful Moment. Brian, wish you and your family a wonderful holiday there in upstate New York. And
thank you.
We'll talk to you next week, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye for now, everybody.